What time is it?
Okay, right on. Okay, we'll call this meeting to order at 10 o'clock. And the item number 2 on the agenda is the land acknowledgement. As we gather this morning, we acknowledge on behalf of the Township Whitewater region and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history, and we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all of the generations of Indigenous peoples who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Item number 3 on the agenda is the disclosure of interest. And does anyone have any disclosure today? No. And Madam Clerk, is there anyone on, any counselor online?
No.
Thank you. Is there any is the applicant online or any interested party?
We have nobody, and I have had no comments. So we'll just read the recommendation and we'll let Alex Planner present his report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so item number 4 is an application for consent, and there's a recommendation from staff, and I will read the recommendation as a motion. That the Committee of Adjustment of the Township Whitewater Region approve a consent application file D-10-249 for the property described as part of Lot 3, Westmeath Concession, East Front Concession, known municipally as 120 Lacroix Bay Road, subject to the conditions outlined in this report. A mover, please. It has been moved by Councillor Tabbert. And then Planner Alex, could you please give us the rationale for this recommendation?
Sure. Thank you very much. So the present application was submitted by Michael Brennan for the property known locally as 120 Lacroix Bay Road. The proponent owns the retained lands and is wanting to sever a small portion of land to add to the neighboring lot, which is owned by Colin Bradbury. At present, Mr. Brennan's driveway is partially on Mr. Bradbury's property. So this is a part of this application is a part of 2 applications where this application will in part resolve the issue of the driveway. So this present application is actually to provide additional river frontage for Mr. Bradbury in exchange for the increased road frontage that he will be getting in the next application. I shouldn't say exchange. I don't know if there's any money being exchanged. I don't know what the situation is between the 2 parties, but I know that this is an arrangement that they both agree to. So the enlarged property, the retained lands will be approximately 0.25 of a hectare or 2,500 square meters. The severed lands will be about 0.02 of a hectare or 240 square meters. And the retained land, the enlarged lot will be 0.3 of a hectare, so 3,270 square meters. So if it's kind of hard to follow along with what I'm saying, as we see here on the map, you can see this is the map from the notice, the public notice, but then below we also have the applicant sketch that shows the full extent of the lot line change. So we've got, so that you can see there the triangle on the right-hand side there. That one is the one that we're discussing right now. And then the next application addresses the other triangle right there. Okay. So when reviewing this present application, I need to consult I had consulted 3 primary documents. That's the provincial policy statement, the Renfrew official plan, county Renfrew official plan, and the township comprehensive zoning bylaw. So the provincial policy statement encourages the development of viable and healthy rural environments, rural communities, and we encourage development that builds upon the rural character. The county official plan has these lands designated as rural hamlet. No worries. So it's designated as a rural hamlet. The intent of this designation is to guide low density residential, commercial, industrial, and recreational development while preserving the character of the community. And the official plan also outlines a consent policy that allows for a lot line adjustment. And then finally, the town bylaw, the comprehensive zoning bylaw, has these lands zoned as R1, residential 1. This zoning permits residential uses such as single detached dwellings and accessory structures. And the present application conforms with all of the documents that I've just outlined here. So my recommendation or the planning rationale is that the present application is in part correcting an issue and conforms with all of the relevant policies. So as long as the conditions that are outlined in the report are fulfilled, I believe that my recommendation is that you approve the lot addition.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Planner.
Yes.
Now, it has been confirmed that there is no one waiting to speak on this matter.
Okay.
So then I would ask Councillor Tabbert if you have any comments.
None at this moment.
Okay, and I do understand that this is a part of two applications.
Correct.
That need to be we will need to approve both of them.
Yes.
In order to make this work.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all those in favor of this recommendation, the motion is carried unanimously.
Great.
Then it's not part B, it's actually item 4.2.
Yes.
Is another recommendation.
Correct.
That coincides with this and is related to this. And I will read this recommendation as a motion also, that the Committee of Adjustment Township Whitewater Region approve a consent application file D-10-251, the property described as part of Lot 3 Westmeath Concession EFC, known municipally as 0 Lacroix Bay Road, subject to the conditions outlined in this report. And again, I would need a mover, and Councillor Tabbert has done that for us. And so then, Planner Alex, could you give us the rationale for this application?
Certainly. So I just want to start out by noting that there was an error there in my report, so my apologies. In the recommendation, I noted the file incorrectly, so it should be D-10-251, but so we had the correct file at the top of the document, but not in the body. My apologies for that.
And I did read it properly?
Yes, you did. Yeah. So my apologies for that. So the present application was submitted by Mr. Brennan's neighbor, Colin Bradbury, for the lot, for the property known locally as 0 Lacroix Bay Road. And so this is the second half of the lot line correction. So this portion here of that will be severed off from Mr. Bradbury's property is actually where the driveway is contained. Yeah, so as before, the enlarged parcel, which is now Mr. Brennan's property, will be 0.25 of a hectare, 2,500 square meters. The severed lands that are going to Mr. Brennan are 0.02 or 240 square meters. I actually feel like that's another error. Can you do me a favor and just scroll down to yeah, just one little more there. I just want to see. Yeah, my apologies. So the size of the parcel is actually 64 square meters. So my apologies for that. And that's the size of the severed lot addition, I guess. And then the retained lands will be 0.3 of a hectare. So 3,270 square meters. Again, the same policies were reviewed. The provincial policy statement encourages viable, healthy rural communities that preserve the rural character, that encourages development that preserves the rural character. The county official plan designates this area as a rural hamlet. And as before, the intent of rural hamlets is to guide low-density residential, commercial, industrial, and recreational development while preserving the character of the community. And the consent, the official plan also outlines consent policies which allow for lot line adjustments such as this. And the present application conforms with these with both the provincial policy statement and the official plan, as well as a comprehensive zoning bylaw, which outlines that the lands in question are zoned residential 1, which permits residential uses such as a single detached dwelling or a garage, and the driveway to the garage. And so this present application conforms with all of the zoning and the official plan and policy, provincial policy planning statement. So as before, my recommendation to council is, or to the committee, is to approve the application. The present application conforms with all of the policies, township and provincial and county level policies. And if approved, then this will correct an error, or will correct an issue, and will allow Mr. Brennan to have a full driveway on his property. So my recommendation is that council or that the committee approve this. I didn't mention this in my previous report, but that these applications meet the strategic plan goals of for the community development department by supporting the development within the township. Both applications were circulated in accordance with the Planning Act, and no comments were received. And financial implications, I don't foresee any financial implications for the township, but there will be a slight change in the who's paying how much taxes. But I don't believe that there's going to be any increased revenues for the township.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Planner Alex, I will confirm that there is no member of the public that is requesting to speak. And so therefore I would ask Councillor Tabbert if you have any comments about this application.
No comments.
Thank you very much. And so all those in favor of approval, and it is unanimous. Now, item number 5 is confirmation of minutes. Madam Clerk Miller has informed me that we cannot confirm the minutes of the January 16th meeting because I wasn't present. So we will postpone the.
I do need a motion to postpone.
Okay, we will postpone the approval of those minutes till the which date? March 20th meeting. And could I have a mover, please, for that motion? Yes, it's been moved by Councillor Tabbert that we postpone. All those in favor? Thank you. I therefore declare the meeting adjourned at 10:14. Thank you very much.